I am Onii-chan, your host. You're all my emotos, whether you like it or not. Yeah, it's very cute, huh, Evo? So, I have another video lined up. We did one video by this person already, and I really, really enjoyed their work. This was recommended in my little thing of this disturbing Korean horror game is based on a true story, which, because of course it is, right? I don't know how to pronounce the name. I am so sorry. It's reddolichee, I think. I apologize. Yeah, they make good stuff. Please go give them a follow if you would, if you enjoy this video that we're about to watch. I love me some spoopy games, especially Asian spoopy games, because they're so weird and specific to all the shit they have going on there. Asian horror does not span that far out of like specific genres. It's always predator stuff or suicide. It feels like there's a lot of predator stuff or suicide when it comes to Asian horror, and it like some kind of allegory for it. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm assuming it's gonna be one of those two things, or maybe both. All right, let's get on with it. I'm actually really excited to try this. 3, 2, 1, where?
Imagine reliving your trauma over and over again.
Me walking to the bathroom.
The scenery becomes more and more.
Oh, that's metal as fuck.
Disturbing. That's what happened in Parasite Flower. Developed and published by Cat Owo, Parasite Flower is a side-scrolling, psychological, narrative-driven horror game.
I like those words put together.
As she relives the same day over and over again. With each loop, the world around her grows darker and more dangerous.
That sounds really cool. I'm gonna have to check this out. That sounds really cool. What?
The game begins with a date. December
04.
2004. At first glance, it seemed randomly presented to the player, but this will become important later.
If it's based on something real, it might be a real date for some traumatic event.
Dark room. There's no light, and the only lamp she had is already broken. The window is her only source of light, giving the room a dim glow that gives off a very depressing vibe.
Just like my studio.
Reflection in the mirror, her face appears lifeless. Below her eyes, we can see faint eye bags. Though they're not very noticeable, they hint at how tired she is. Keep this mirror in mind.
Bruh.
We'll come back to it later.
Just like me, for real, for real.
Ari exits her room. Outside her room, we see a man sitting on a couch.
That's so cool. What the fuck?
This is Ari's father. Nothing seemed unusual except for an
See a plant growing out of him?
hanging above his head.
Yeah.
Its root appear to extend and connect to the back of his head. This flower appears repeatedly throughout the game, and it serves as a metaphor for something. We'll get to that later as well. In the next room, we see her mother. When Ari
Is the volume okay, by the way?
The only thing she says is, "Go to school, Ari." The way she delivered that line makes her sound tired and emotionally drained. Stepping outside the house, we're shown
So maybe some bad home
beautiful,
situation.
hauntingly mesmerizing view of the forest. Despite its eerie nature, there's
I love this
something
art. Holy crap.
calming about it. At the end of the forest, it opens up to a train station with a signpost that read, "The train is coming soon." When Ari boards the train, there are several strange-looking passengers. As she walks past them, she can hear snippets of their conversation. Some are complaining, others are simply trying to have fun. Ari pays them no mind and takes a seat. As the train heads to
I could never ride a train. I've never been on a train in my life, and I have no plans to ever get on a train. Like not like a classic train with like the seats and whatnot. I'm talking about like the Japanese, Asian, whatever style metro stuff. Like also like the New York style stuff as well. Just being that closed in and that like tight proximity to people freaks me out. I already don't like being around people as it is. I mean, like, yeah, I can obviously because I've had to work in my life, but just thinking of, okay, I'm in a box with no escape with these fucking awful human beings around me. I want no part of that. Imagine the smell. No, yeah, like, I don't know how people do this every single day. Obviously, it's different for depending on where you're at. Anyone wants to say that you did? How was it, Evo? Was it good? Did you like the smell? Did you give a good sniff? In America, I feel like getting on a train like this is just a way to get shanked and robbed. In Italy as well, right? Has anyone seen that video of like some guy going around Italy of like, yeah, here's all the ways you're gonna get stolen from today, and he has like his wallet slightly hanging out of his back pocket to see if he can bait anyone into taking it. And of course it happens. It's just like an entire like 10-minute video of, yeah, this is how people steal from you. I would assume like Japan or Korea, who have their shit together a bit more, maybe have a better metro system when it comes to how people interact with it. It smells awful. Can you describe the stench to me? Describe it in foot odor power. Don't do that. Foot odor is disgusting and it makes me very sick. Don't do that, please.
Towards its destination, the passenger gradually disappear one by one until Ari is the only one left. She gets off the train and
Wait,
walks towards
did it say how old she's supposed to be?
karaoke bar along the way. Eventually, she reaches school.
She's a school age, right?
We then assume the next day has started, but when we look at the date, we realize it hasn't. It's the same date as before, December 7th, 2004. It seems Ari is reliving the same day again. Now you'd expect things to be similar, but when Ari...
So we're in some kind of trauma loop then, right? I'm going to assume she goes to school and something bad happens while she's at school, and she's reliving this trauma again and again. I'm assuming this is going to be a Predator story. It has all the elements for it. Also, in Finland, metro feels sus, and my least favorite way to travel in Helsinki, but taking a train like that in Japan was fine. Yeah, like I've seen like videos and stuff of Japanese metros. Other than getting like the threat of maybe getting molested by some asshole if you're a woman, it's probably better, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna assume she's reliving the same trauma again and again with this.
We notice a subtle change in her face.
Oh, she's more fucked look
than before. Her eye bags are more prominent and her eye seems even more lifeless.
Being more worn down then.
When she leaves her room, things appear the same except the numbers of flowers on her father's head. It has doubled. This time, she can interact with her father, but when she calls his name, we hear a slithering wet sound, like something alive wriggling through flesh. After this, everything is awesome. To the previous loop.
I was hoping he'd show the sound.
Bar. As she moved past it, she suddenly received a strange vision, a vision of blood on the floor. She tries to ignore it, but just as she...
Hold on, let me go back. These are everywhere in horror games. Can I go one frame at a time? Yeah. Those eyes right there. Is that some kind of stock effect you can just get? Because I've seen a couple indie games now on itch.io that all have that eye look to it. Is that something I can just download? Because that's really cool. Also, a lot of Asian games have this thing to it too, where that's the eyes in the abyss thing, like the people staring at you or thinking people are looking at you thing. I never see this in Western games. Maybe there's a couple that have it, but in ones that are obviously either made by weebs or like actual like come from Japan or Korea or whatever, will have this element a lot.
On the floor. She tries to ignore it, but just as she passed by, a pair of eyes briefly appear from within the empty karaoke bar. And just like in the previous loop, the day ends once she arrives at school. The third loop begins, and at first, it seems like things will play out the same in the previous loop. When we look at the mirror, we see a horrifying change in...
That's so fucking awesome. That's some cool imagery. Holy shit, that's so cool. What? There's just something about like sealed, tied lips things that are so cool to me. It's such a cool horror aesthetic. I'm not big into body horror myself. I think it's kind of gross, and body horror can feel very cheap at times when it comes to wanting to get a rise out of somebody, especially in like horror games. But I also think like this, it can be used as a metaphor or some kind of vehicle to maybe tell the character's story. I think this is a good use of it. Obviously, like, she's more worn out and tired looking, and I'm assuming the sealed lips means she can't say something or something is going on and she's being silenced. That's, at least in my head, that's what I'm interpreting from this, but that's really cool imagery. Holy shit.
Ari's appearance. Her eyes are lifeless, hollow, and empty. Their
Onii-chan fans.
Color makes them even more terrifying, as if you're staring into a void. Her mouth is sewn shut, making her appearance even more disturbing.
It's so cool looking.
Is where things truly
it's so cool.
For starters, we finally discover the source of the noise Ari heard when interacting with her father.
What is it?
It turns out that slithering wet sound was coming from her father. In the kitchen, her mother is doing
wait. Go back. No, go back. I want to look at that. What?
Slithering wet sound was...
Is that is that like intestinal stuff, or is that... Is that the flowers? Is that the flowers going through his body, like the vines? That's also really cool imagery as well. Yeah, I can't quite tell what that is, but that's fucking awesome.
Coming from her father, in the kitchen, her mother is doing something. For now, Ari continues on her way to school.
Oh my god. What is? Oh my god, I can't remember the name of it. It's like this Sadako, the Grudge. No, it's like the Grudge shit, but it's the old manga book, whatever. What is that called? What is that called? Help me. Epipenti, look up that word for me, please. I'm trying to remember a thing. Just Jin something, right? Because it's reminding me of a thing. Juon. It's called Juon. I fucked myself up as a child when we had this manga shop I would visit. I still lived in the middle of nowhere, right? I still had to drive like 2 hours to get to a city of some sort. And there was a manga shop there I would visit frequently when I had the chance, right? I would have my mom take me, and because my mom is my mom, she doesn't know what manga is or anime. She would just buy it because she knew I liked it, and I was a teenager when I got this. And I got the manga of Juon, which I believe is The Grudge, correct? I believe that's what The Grudge is based off of. And that has a bunch of fucked body horror in it. If anybody has read that, please let me know. I've not read a single other person that's read that. There's a bunch of really, like, I couldn't appreciate it when I was younger, but now, like, I can a bit as, like, okay, this is some spoopy cool shit. But that scene where the mom
Mother is doing something.
right here, I don't know why. There's a scene in the Juon manga where a woman is cooking herself. If anybody's seen that, where she's literally chopping her like hand and arm up and throwing in a pot with like somebody's like half severed head. It's what reminds me of that.
For now, Ari continues on her way to school. Arriving at the school, things grow even more disturbing and creepy. We now get a closer look at the classroom.
Is there a man
The teacher
standing
is
over there?
busy writing something on the
Yeah.
chalkboard. When Ari approached him, he turns and gave her a smile. A predatory
Aw.
smile. Ari, my favorite student, I've been waiting.
Okay. Predatory smile. That just looks like a normal smile to me, at least what the imagery is providing. Oh my god. All right. So my school, when I was growing up, we might have had some teachers, including the principal, who I would not trust around young women. So I know exactly what smile he's giving off. I've seen it firsthand, especially like in my high school years. The principal of our high school is the kind of person who would make excuses as to why he should be allowed into the girls' locker room whenever he wanted. So yeah, I know exactly what he's referring to with this. So hell yeah, good. At least this doesn't change in any culture.
For you. We have a little time before class starts. Why don't you stay here? I have something special I want to share with you.
Oh
Don't be
no.
afraid now. I know it will make you happy too. Come, little one. After saying those disgusting things, the day ends and the next loop starts. The fourth and final loop is where things become even more disturbing and horrifying.
That's all.
Outside the room, we
No, go back. That's awesome as fuck. What? Go back.
things become even more disturbing and horrifying.
That's so cool. Holy shit. That's such a cool image. Implementi, listen, I realized after I said it that that was something that could have been taken out of context, okay? This is why I scrambled to try and fill in the context or something after it, okay? I understand. I absolutely understand the implications of an ugly bastard VTuber man with his little panko body pillow, all right? You don't have to tell me. I get it. I get it. But this imagery, really cool. Absolutely really cool. I love this. This is a really good like interpretation of somebody just kind of degrading. I'm going to assume this is like somebody being pushed to a breaking point. Obviously we're gone past like maybe the silenced or being silenced thing, or you can't speak about what's going on, because there's a lot of people who do go through traumas or who are facing like this kind of predatory nature, and they just can't speak about it out of shame or fear or repercussions that the person might hurt them. And so, because yeah, there's a lot of people who suffered in absolute silence, and it's disgusting. Wood Chipper Chan is right there, just saying. Wood Chipper Chan is always hungry. Hmm. Yeah, this is a really, really neat interpretation. Hopefully, I'm interpreting this correctly. He's probably gonna say it at some point, but just the imagery itself is really cool.
Stepping outside her room, we finally see the full appearance of Ari's parents, but the worst is yet to come. After that terrifying encounter, Ari makes her way to school, only to face another monster in disguise. This time, there's no escape.
Fuck was that? Go back. Go back. I want to see what that was. He's a monster man.
To school,
hold on,
only to face another monster in disguise.
He's a bunny. Wait, he's a. Oh my god, the Jake Gyllenhaal movie. What's it called? ImpoArt, what's that Jake Gyllenhaal movie called? With Frank the Rabbit. The one I was obsessed with as a teenager. What the fuck was that called? ImpoArt, help me. Donnie Darko. Okay, yeah, Donnie Darko. I apologize. I have to keep doing that, everybody. I have, since I got COVID a couple years ago, I've had really odd memory problems where I just forget a lot of what things are called and names. I don't remember names very well either anymore. Yeah. Oh my god, I fucking loved Donnie Darko. Who didn't like Donnie Darko as a teen? It had the weird, confusing nonsense angst that you would like to brag about to your normie friends. I don't know. It's a Korean game, correct? I think, yeah. I know a lot of the little animals and symbolisms and whatnot in Japanese lore. I hate to say I am very ignorant when it comes to Korea and how they interpret animals or how they interpret certain things like flowers and whatnot. So if the rabbit means something here that's has some kind of negative backing to it, I'd be interested in somebody telling me, because I might actually look that up later.
This time there's no escape. The man locks the door behind her. He then shows her something, telling her not to worry because this will help her with school and her parents approved it. He then sweet talk her, telling her that she'll like it. The game ends with Ari lying on the floor with the parasite flower blooming through one of her eye.
Cool.
Parasite Flower is not your typical horror game. There are no flashy jump scare, no monster chasing you.
It's about grooming, right?
Instead, it's a game designed to portray the trauma experienced by victim. In this game, we see Ari relive her trauma every single day. With each loop, her appearance changes, becoming increasingly horrifying and grotesque. But we only see these changes when we interact with the mirror. If we're not looking, Ari appears perfectly normal.
Oh,
this is where
I didn't even really
shines. Everything in this game is symbolic, layered with metaphor and deeper meaning. Let's start with the title. When I first played this game, the title Parasite Flower didn't seem to match the narrative, but after finishing it, I realized the title makes perfect sense. A parasite is an organism that feeds off a host, often harming it. In this game, it represents Ari's trauma, something that clings to her, draining her from the inside and affecting her mental and emotional state.
I can see how the connection.
A flower, on the other hand, is typically a symbol of beauty. It can also represent a person. In this case, Ari herself. Put them together and you get the central metaphor of this game, a beautiful person slowly being consumed by the parasitic weight of their trauma. Parasite Flower tells the story of Ari trying to cope with her trauma, which latch onto her like a parasite. Another interesting bit which contribute to Ari's trauma is her parents. You can see the parasite flowers appearing on both of them. The father losing his lower half can be interpreted as a metaphor for something missing, such as his morality. As for the mother, it's possible that she went through the same kind of trauma that Ari is experiencing. Her hand represents the pain of trauma she endured. Her mouth wide open symbolizes
Sorry, I'm not speaking. This is just interesting.
This interpretation is supported by the fact that we get a game over when we ask her, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, there's a lot of generational trauma with people because unfortunately, when it comes to the horrible things people will do, and especially to children, it doesn't end. There's always going to be some kind of force of evil out there ready to prey on somebody. And, having kids and whatnot now, you're all susceptible to having that happen. And Maybe just because it happened to you at some point, you either don't see it or you were taught to hide it. You're not able to express it in any way. And even if you'd want to speak up, maybe you're too damaged to do so. I've known people in my life that are, I would call them survivors, and obviously of you know what instances, and they are permanently affected by it mentally. They are not, I don't want to say they're not normal because I feel like that's an insulting way to put it, but there are things about them now that they have this weird skewed like reality to them, and it goes with them forever because it's like when you have those kind of crimes happen, it's not just the moment that it happens that you're taking away the power of somebody or harming them. It also comes at like the rest of their life and the trauma that comes along with it. And it's like you can damage somebody's soul and their spirit and their brain, right? And a lot of these kind of things, especially maybe when you're a child, are way more like damaging because they follow you the rest of your life during your formative years when they were being like applied to you. It's interesting that the game ends when you ask, "Hey, are you okay?" I'm wondering if like maybe that's you ask somebody else if they're okay because you see they're kind of fucked up too, and that's just the end of the conversation. There's nothing else to it. Let me watch more of what he has to say with this because I'm actually interested to see what his interpretation is.
In some families, asking about trauma when they're not ready to answer it often led to backlash or emotional harm.
Yeah.
Game Over mirrors this. Ari breaking her silence, asking her mother if she's okay can be seen as that. One of the most interesting interactive element in the game is the mirror. The mirror shows Ari's true self. It reflects the idea that people only see what's on the outside, but not what's happening on the inside. While she appears normal externally, inside she is tired and afraid. However, it gets worse and the mirror shows us that. In the first and second loops, we're shown how tired Ari looks. She has visible eye bags which become more obvious in the second loop. She is exhausted emotionally and physically by the neglect she experienced at home. In the third loop, Ari is shown with her mouth stitched shut. This symbolizes her inability to speak out, whether from fear, shame, or guilt.
So I figured that much.
In the fourth loop, Ari decides that enough is enough. But all that bravery came crashing down because in the end, no matter how hard she tried to speak up, she still can't escape what's happening to her. And finally, there's the teacher. This doesn't need any explanation given how obvious he portrays himself.
That's very
He's a
straightforward with what he's doing.
predator. We see him take the form of a white rabbit. In classic literature, especially in Alice in Wonderland, white rabbit represents curiosity and guidance. They're typically innocent and harmless, which is why the teacher took on this form. He wants to appear trustworthy. In the third loop, we see him trying to be nice to her, saying all these pretty things to her, trying to lower her guard. But once he finally gets what he wanted, the mask comes off and he betrays her. This final betrayal breaks Ari completely, leading her to succumb to her.
I need to go back at some point and maybe like just look at what the teacher was saying again. So, because what I'm about to say now might be ignorant if I don't remember correctly. But I do feel it's one of those things to where it's like grooming can be like a weird, slow process where it's like, oh, obviously the person portraying it doesn't want to be, or perpetrating it doesn't want to get in trouble. And it's going to be a slow burn. And I don't know, obviously I can't speak for everybody on this thing, right? I'm just kind of giving my own interpretation on it. Just gaining your trust over time and making it so you feel like either it's your fault or you're involved or it's like just this is your reality now, and getting close to you. Like if we've all seen this stuff like growing up, right? The shit on television or the way. Hopefully you guys have had like classes growing up or lessons of how to maybe spot this sort of behavior. Because when I was in school, obviously fucking a million years ago, we had tons of classes and lessons and people come in to try and tell us, like, this is this kind of behavior you need to watch out for. People you don't know or people who are strangers are going to try and be nice to you and offer you stuff. It's like even going back to like the offering you candy to get in their van. It's a way of building trust in you to get like you to do what they want, right? And then, of course, the person obviously ends up hurting them. It is interesting to hear him say, like, oh, yeah, your parents are already, like, okay with this. Meaning, like, oh, okay, you might just have parents that just don't give a shit about you because, unfortunately, there are people out there that do have that.
Parasite flower. Thank you guys so much for watching. This video touched a lot of sensitive topics, so let me leave you with a positive message. Whatever it is that you're going through, you're going to make it. You're going to heal. You're going to have a better day. I hope anyone that struggles will find the happiness they deserve. If you enjoy my stuff, don't forget to subscribe so you get to see more content like
Yeah,
this.
please go subscribe to them.
Video if you enjoyed it, check out my previous video if you haven't yet, and become a member to support the channel and get early access and more interesting stuff on the channel. That's all. See you.
Another wonderful video by them. They do a really good job presenting what they want to say. I think they're pretty smart in how they like interpret games, what the messages they're trying to say to them. So yeah, please, if you would, go give them a follow. That's very interesting. They obviously put a lot of work into the games, and obviously not everyone is ready or willing to play games like this. So just having some kind of quick breakdown is a neat way to experience the game, especially if you want to see it, but don't go through the kind of fucked up stuff yourself. But yeah, that was really good. Good on them for making that. I really enjoyed that. Again, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I am so sorry. It's reddolichee. Maybe that's something I'm just too stupid to read right now. But yeah, that's so good. Oh man, my recommendeds are gonna be super fucked up after this. What is this? Oh yeah, my recommendeds aren't gonna be great.